Tathatyabhati kotyeshaha vichara bhava jivanaha avashyayachidakashe vichararkodayavadhihi. So in Srimad Mission books, after Kotyeshaha, Visarga should be there. It is a separate word. Then Vichara Bhava Jivanaha should be one word. There should not be a gap. Vichara Bhava, one word. So now, Vedantin faces a serious problem now. What is that? In the previous sloka, we have established that Ajnanam does not belong to Atma Chaitanyam. Ajnanam is not there in the Atma. Now the Purva Pakshi is going to corner the Vedantin. So he is going to ask the question, do we all experience Ajnanam? Ajnanam is Anubhava Siddham. Everybody experiences ignorance, including self-ignorance. Aham ajnaha iti sarvesham anubhava siddha. So nobody says, Aham Brahmasmi, coming away straight from the womb. Aham Brahmasmi, Mummy, do you know it? No, Mummy herself doesn't know. Some mummies, okay. Right. Right. So, Ajnanam is Sarva Anubhava Siddham. So, Vedantin cannot deny Ajnana. At the same time, he has said that Ajnanam is not located, is not present in the Atma. And therefore, the Vedantin asks, Purva Pakshi asks, then where is Ajnanam located? Ajnanam anubhujate. Then Ajnanam chaitanyena vartate chet kutra vartate Ajnanam. Yedi Ajnanam chaitanye atmanina vartate tarhi Ajnanasya ashrayaha kaha. And you will find that Vedantin has problems. What he will say. Now, Ajnanam, we can never say that the Ashrayam, the location of Ajnanam, if you say it is not in Atma, what is left out? Atma tavira enna irukku? Anatma. Should not think too much. Atma tavira enna irukku etta Anatma sollividum. Tavira sonna avashyakam illada. Sukhatta tavira enna irukku asukham. Even dukkham you need not bother. Therefore, if you say Ajnanam is not in Atma, then where should we say there is no other thing other than Atma, that is other than Anatma. Anatma is the only thing which is other than Atma. Therefore, we are forced to say that Ajnanam is in Anatma. The location of Ajnanam, the locus of Ajnanam, we have to say that it is Anatma. But unfortunately, if you logically analyze, ajnanam cannot be located in anatma at all. Ajnanam cannot be located in anatma. Anatma na anything right from buddhi onward, buddhi or shariram or any external object cannot be located in anatma. Why? I will give you 3 reasons. One reason is that anatma's origination itself, the very appearance of anatma, dvaitam, is because of what? Ajnanam. Anatmanaha karanam eva ajnanam only. So anatma is karyam, ajnanam is karanam. That means even before anatma, ajnanam must be there. Karanam dane. Before son, parent must be there. Sandeham irukko. Therefore, karyat prageva karanasya vartamanat. That is why ajnanam is anadi, whereas anatma has got a beginning. Utpatti is there, tat srishtva. And therefore, if you say ajnanam is located in anatma, it can be located in anatma after its birth. But before the birth of anatma, where was ajnanam? Isn't it? Ajnanam can be in anatma after the origination of anatma. But before the anatma itself, where is ajnanam? You cannot say in anatma. So in short, karanam cannot be located in karyam. Karyam karanasya ashrayaha na bhavati. That is the law. Karyam, an effect. Ashrayaha na bhavati cannot be the support. Karanasya, of the cause. Anatma karyam, ajnanam karanam, karya rupaha anatma, karana rupasya ajnanasya ashrayaha kadapi na bhavati. First problem. Now second problem is what? Anatma is jada rupam or chetana rupam? Anatma is jadam. Ajnanam is jadam or chetanam? Ajnanam. Ajnanam ne potukano. Ajnanam, whether you take nanya, abhavarte, virodharte, whatever you take, ajnanam has to be jada rupam. Because it is opposite of jnanam. Jnanam is chetana rupam and opposite of jnanam is ajnanam. So ajnanam is jadam. Therefore anatma is also jada. Ajnanam also is jada. So if you say anatma is the location of ajnanam, it will be amounting to saying that jadaha jadasya ashrayam, which will be called atma shraya dosha. Tannatane depend pandradhu, it is not possible. You can lean on everybody else except on yourself. So try to lean on yourself, you will fall out of that. Therefore, anatmanaha jadabhudatvat, ajnanasyapi jadabhudatvat, jadasya ashrayaha jadam iti na samitinam. You cannot say that. This is the second reason. And the third reason Ajnanam cannot be on anatma. That is the main proposition. Because of the following reason also. What is the role of ajnanam? Said ajnanam is avaranatmakam. It veils, it covers. Means what? It makes everything aprakasha rupam. Because of ajnanam, things are covered, things do not shine, therefore it becomes aprakasham. Aprakashi karoti ajnanam. Adhukku prakasham illama panni vidrum. Isn't it? When you put a cover on the bulb, what does the cover do? The shining bulb is there, now it becomes aprakashaha. So that is the job of ajnana. Now can it do this to anatma is the question. I will ask you an example, I will give you an example, it will become clear. Suppose I say, I stopped that person from moving. If I have to stop the motion of a person, then what is the first condition? That must be a moving object. Stopping is possible only of a moving object. You cannot say I stopped the mountain. Why? Because mountain does not move at all. So you can stop a thing from some action only if that action belongs to that person. You can say, I stopped him from eating. You can say. You cannot say, I stopped the table from eating. You cannot say. Why? Table never eats. Therefore, if ajnanam has to veil aprakashi karanam, then it should veil something which prakashate. Only a shining object, prakashamanam vastu eva ajnanam avrunoti. Only a shining object can be stopped from shining, can be covered. A non-shining object need not be covered because it is already covered. It is not known to me. So, anatma is what jada rupam. Tasmat na prakashate. Anatma does not shine at all. Jada rupatvat. Aprakashamanatvat. Aprakashamanasya anatmanaha aprakashikaranam kimartham. Why should you stop it from shining? Because it is already not shining. Therefore, if at all ajnanam has to cover something, it should be covering a shining object. It can never be located in the anatma because anatma is not at all shining. Therefore, jade avarana kritya bhavad. This is the law. In jadam, avarana vyapara is not necessary. Chetane eva avarana kritihi. Jadata veil panna vendi avashyam illa. You don't require veiling of a jada vastu because already it is aprakasham tamo rupam. And therefore, ajnanam cannot be located in anatma. Three reasons. First reason is, ajnanam cannot be located in anatma because ajnanam is karanam, anatma is karyam. Karanam cannot be located in karyam. Second reason is, ajnanam is also jada, anatma also is jada. You cannot say jada is the ashraya for jada. Because it will become Atma Shreya Dosha. And the third reason is Ajnanam has to cover only a Prakashamanam Vastu. Anatma does not shine at all, and therefore it need not veil it. And therefore, because of these three reasons, Ajnanam cannot be located in Anatma. Parisheshat Nanartham Vare Vadi Illama. Because Ajnanam cannot be located in Anatma, ultimately Vedantin has to say that Ajnanam is in what? Atma. In fact, that is our final Siddhanta. Ajnanasya ashrayaha Atma eva Chaitanyam eva Ajnanasya ashrayaha. So therefore, even when you say, my intellect is ignorant, when in your intellect there is ignorance, according to Vedanta, ignorance is not in your intellect. Intellectasya buddhehe anatmatvat. Then what? Buddhi avachinna chaitanye ajnana. Buddhi lila ajnana. Buddhi avachinna chaitanye. Similarly, Ghata Ajnanam Kutrana. Ghata Avachinna Chaitanya. Chaitanya is Engu Urkolyo. Saukyama. Therefore, wherever you talk of Ajnanam, we have to say that Tadavachinna Chaitanyam alone is the Ajnanam. Therefore, Ghata Ajnanam veils what? Not Ghatam. When you say Ghataha Prakashate, Ghata Vachinna Chaitanyam is there, that alone is veiled by this Ajnana. Anyway, that's all different topic. Now we have to confine to this much idea that Ajnanasya Ashrayaha Chaitanya. But in the previous sloka, Chaitanyam cannot have Ajnana. Then now we are going to say what? Ajnanam is in Chaitanyam. How can you explain this contradiction? So Vedanta says, somehow, that is called Anirvachaniyam. Ajnanam is Anirvachaniyam. It cannot be in Chaitanyam, but still it appears in Chaitanyam, Eppadina. That is called Maya. That's why Ajnanam from another angle we call as Maya, Chodya Rupaha. Navamurga, Panchadashila. That is what he is going to tell in this sloka. Tathapi Abhati. Tathapi means what? Even though Ajnanam cannot be in Chaitanyam by any stretch of imagination. So, Yadyapi Ajnanam Chaitanye Kathanchitapi Bhavitum Narhati. It is never possible, still the impossible has happened. What is that? Abhati. The Ajnanam appears. In Chaitanyam is understood. Even though Ajnanam cannot be in Chaitanyam logically, Tathapi still Abhati. It appears. But the author is extremely intelligent. He does not say Tathapi Ajnanam Asti Sollala. Tathapi Ajnanam Abhati. It appears. One great consolation. If it appears, we can dismiss also. Asti sana onnu panna mudiyadhu. Therefore, Abhati means what? It appears, it has got only a, what you call, appearance existence, Pratitika Satta, it is there, like the blue sky, etc. And this ignorance, the author is comparing to the mist. Mist. Pani solram alliya. Na suryanai kanda pani pol solranum alliya. Adukkaga. Therefore, avashyayaha in the second line is the mist of ignorance. Here the mist stands for ignorance. So still the mist of ignorance of what nature? Kopi. Kopi means what? Which is of indefinite nature. Aro vandana anardam. I know somebody came, but I do not know exactly who it is. Therefore, aro means an indefinite. It is an indefinite pronoun, isn't it? Similarly, in Sanskrit also, kopi means it's an indefinite pronoun which we are not definite about. Therefore, tathapi kopi avashyayaha abhati. So still there is the mist of ignorance of indefinite nature appearing in front. Which is yesha. Which ignorance he cannot call as that ignorance because ignorance is intimately experienced by us, and therefore he uses the word this ignorance. So still this indefinite mist of ignorance appears. This is the final translation. Still this indefinite mist of ignorance appears in Atma understood. Okay. Where does mist appear? Akashe. And where does this mist appear? Chidakashe. Na poetry varlo. So still this mist of ignorance appears in the Chidakasha, in the space-like awareness. How long the mist will continue? Suryanai kanda panivol solrukom alliya. So till the Surya, the sun rises, it will continue. Here also what should rise? What should rise? For the elimination of ignorance, knowledge should rise. Therefore, vichara arka udaya avadhihi. Adjective to avashyayaha. Vichara arkasya udayaha eva avadhihi yasya saha. Which will continue until, avadhi means until, udayaha, the rising of, arkaha, the sun of vicharaha. Vicharaha here stands for vicharajanya jnanam. Till the rise of the knowledge born out of enquiry. Enquiry born knowledge. So still this mist of ignorance appears in the space-like awareness, which will continue until the rise of the sun of knowledge born out of vicharaha. So here knowledge does not mean chaitanyam, Atma Chaitanyam it is not, because Atma Chaitanyam already is there. So here knowledge means what? The akhantakara vritti janya jnanam, the vritti jnanam should rise. Swarupa jnanam, nirguna jnanam is already there. But what should rise? Jnanam will go away, you cannot say. Eh? When Atma is born, Atma can never be born. Therefore, Atma is already there. In fact, Atma is there supporting the ignorance, having the ignorance in its locus. Therefore, Atma is not born. Atma, Jnanam should be born out of Vedanta Vichara. Therefore, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, Janya, Akhandakara, Vritti Rupa Arka Udayat, Avashyayaha Nasyati. Okay. Why does this mist continue till then? Because he says, the very life of ignorance, very beautiful language again, poetry, wonderful. So he says, what is the life of this mist called ignorance? He says, the life of ignorance is nothing but non-enquiry. The food for the ignorance, continue the food vanumalya. If it has to survive for long, it requires food. What is the food for ignorance? Non-enquiry. As long as you refuse to enquire, ignorance also gets flattered, nourished. And anadikala pravruttaha, it will continue also hereafter. Therefore, as long as you feed the ignorance with non-enquiry, vicharam na sahateya tamo yadvad divakaram seyam bhrantir niralamba sarvanyaya virodhini sahatena vicharam ya tamo yadvad divakaram. Therefore, this ignorance is a mysterious one, but it cannot stand only one thing, as somebody said, like our politicians now. So they can stand everything except one thing, what? Enquiry. So he says, vichara abhava jivanaha. So vicharasya abhavaha eva jivanam yasya saha. Adjective to avashyaya, that mist of ignorance. So this mist of ignorance, whose life is, whose food is non-enquiry, will continue till the birth of the enquiry sun. Okay. And in fact, that is the definition of any mithya vastu. What is the definition of mithya? Yat jnana badhyam tat mithya. What can be dismissed by knowledge is called mithya. What is satyam? What cannot be dismissed by knowledge is satyam. And what is asat? What need not be dismissed by knowledge because illave illa nota. So asat means what? Like manushya shringa, shasha shringa, etc. It need not be dismissed by knowledge because it does not appear at all. Therefore, asat need not be dismissed by knowledge. Sat cannot be dismissed by knowledge. Mithya can be dismissed by knowledge. Or what can be dismissed by knowledge is mithya. And ignorance belongs to which category? Ignorance belongs to the third category. It appears and it can be dismissed by knowledge, therefore mithya. Okay? So what is the advantage of saying that? You should not make any statement without keeping some prayojanam in mind. Once you establish that ajnanam is mithya, even if it is located in Atma, Atma is not affected. Very great prayojanam. Adhanartha nama dhairyam Atma irukku solrom. Why do we freely give it accommodation? Because now that we know it is mithya. Let that ajnanam be, it has to be located in the Atma, and even if it is located in the Atma, Atma asprishtaha eva, because yatha akashaha avashyayena asprishtaha. Yeah, mistnala akashathukku enna ahum? Akasha is not affected by the mist. In the same way, mithya ajnanam cannot affect the Chaitanyam. Okay. Continuing. Atma jnana mahanidra drimdhitesmin jaganmaye dirgha swapne spurantyete swarga mokshadi vibhramaha. So hereafter, what the author is going to say is, just as ajnanam is mithya, all the things caused by that ajnanam also is mithya. Ajnana karyasya sarvasyapi ajnanam iva mithyatvam. Okay. From that, what do we get? So since mithya ajnanam cannot affect me, I said, I am the Shuddha Chaitanyam even when ajnanam is there. Brahman is Shuddham, and therefore, even if ajnanam is there, I am not bound or polluted by that. So my Brahmatvam is not disturbed even by the presence of ajnanam. So because of the presence of ajnanam, Brahmatvam may not be known. That is a different thing. Because of the presence of illina sadhana entuku kottudulinga. So because of the presence of ajnanam, Brahmatvam may not be known, but Brahmatvam is not disturbed. Exactly like what? Because of my sleep, I might not know I am comfortable. But the fact that I am comfortable on the bed cannot be denied at all. Therefore, aham brahmasmi, whether ajnanam is there, whether ajnana karyam, the qualification like jivatvam, kartrutvam, bhoktrutvam, they are all there. All these are mithya bhutatvad. All the limitations of me also are mithya. Therefore, still aham brahma asmi. This is going to be following 4-5 slokas. So he says, for this he wants to give an example. And what is the example? What example can he give? Swapnam. Therefore, all our vyavaharas are comparable to swapna. So, Jaganmaye Dirgha Swapne. The whole universe is Dirgha Swapnam. Dirgha Swapnam nanardam long swapna, long dream. நம்ம சாதாரணமா பார்க்கறதெல்லாம் a few hours. But this is what Anadi Mayaya Suttaha. It's a long, long dream. Okay? And when is dream created? Dream is created only when we go to sleep. So because of sleep alone, dream is created. And if this world dream has to be created, we require another cosmic sleep. And what is that sleep? Atma Ajnana Mahanidra. Because Maha Swapnamana Mahanidra dana. Alpa Swapnartham Alpa Nidra. Maha Swapnartham Mahanidra. And what type of Mahanidra? Atma Ajnanam. Atmanaha Ajnanam. And Drimbhidam. Drimbhidam means what? Projected by that, caused by that. So, in the long dream called the universe, which is projected by the great sleep known as self-ignorance. So, in the long dream, grand dream called this universe, which is caused by the great ignorance, the great sleep called self-ignorance. What all Vyavahara takes place now? Varieties of Vyavaharas. And he says, Swarga Mokshadi Vibhrama. All these false Vyavaharas, transactions, confusion, hallucination, like what na? Swarga Moksha. Mokshate Buddha Ade Vyavaharatla. Prathama Malla Nyayena. Mokshate Brahma Sullitana. Bakudala and the Mulekajana. Swarga is still words a Brahma. Adipadade Tesham are Tayoho Sadhanani. So Swarga and their sadhanams, Moksha and their sadhanams, all of them are Vibhrama, Vividha, Brahma, different types of Brahma. Yeah, madness name varieties irkolyo. Asailathula pochuna you will find. As Swamiji says, the hilarious variety, the melancholic variety, adile madness le irkolyo. Adu madri Swarga Mokshadi Vibhrama. Spuranti. Spuranti means what? They all appear. Ete. Ete goes with Swarga Mokshadi Vibhramaha. Etaha etau ete. Dirga Swapnele Chetinradangala. Eta dede lanshali. So therefore, ete Swarga Mokshadi Vibhramaha. All these things appear in the dream called life, which is created by self-ignorance. Okay. Now we may ask, I can accept everything is dream false. But how do you say that moksha also is a false dream? Enak interest even a little bit interest, I thought I am a mumukshu. Now mumukshutvam also goes. I thought that is the only paramarthika one. Okay, what is the definition of moksha? Bandha nivrittihi. Then a definition of moksha. Moksha means what? Freedom. Freedom from what? Bandha. So mokshasya lakshanam bandha nivrittihi. Bandham is satyam or mithya. You yourself have accepted bandha is mithya. Mokshatadana namba mudiyala. So yedi bandha mithya, mithya bandhasya nivrittihi satyam va. So if the dream tiger is false, the dream tiger's death also or running away also is as false as the dream itself. In fact, whatever attribute or kriya you add to a false thing also must be false. So going away is an attribute of a mithya vastu. That also must be mithya only. Okay. Then one may ask, then I need not work for moksha. Then we say, yes. You need not work for moksha under one condition. If you say moksha is Brahma, so what will you say? Moksha is a Brahma, therefore I need not work for it. But with the same attitude, you must be able to say that my problems also are equally Brahma. If you attribute reality to your problem, then that much reality is there for moksha also. Therefore, what we say is, whatever be the degree of reality of bandha, that much is the degree of reality of moksha. If we say moksha is mithya, I won't work for it, you must say bandha is also mithya. If you say, no, what do you know, Swamiji? You come to my house. Appa teri ellarum my house dhan jilva. Samsaram is only concentratedly present in their own house. So, if you say your problems are real, then moksha also is real, better work for it. If you dismiss moksha as mithya, then you must be able to dismiss bandha also is mithya. In fact, if you can dismiss both as mithya, you need not work for both. In fact, that is called moksha. Not working for moksha, by knowing that bandha and moksha are mithya, is moksha. Therefore he says, Atma ajnana mahanidra drimbhite asmin jaganmaye dirgha swapne ete vibhramaha phuranti. Therefore, when will they go? Indirectly implied, when will they go? Na? If because of nidra, it is continuing, wake up. Therefore, anadi mayaya suptaha yada jiva prabudhyate ajam anidram aswapnam advaitam budhyate tada sarva vyavahara atitam nanta prajnam ityadi. Continuing. Tasmat aham brahmaiva. Okay. Even when I say aham baddhaha, I am what? Brahmaiva. Why? Bandha muktyoho atmani kalpitatvat. Aham brahmasmi. Even when I say I am samsari, at that time also, unfortunately, I am Brahman. Jada jada vibhagoyam ajade maji kalpitaha bhitti bhage same chitre chara chara vibhagavati. So here also there may be a reading difference in second line. In some books, chitra chara chara vibhagavati may be one word. Here it is separate. Both are okay. So in the previous shloka, he says, kartrutvam is mithya. Because all vyavahara is mithya means what? Kartrutvam mithya. Because adhyasam puraskritya eva laukika shastra vyavaharani vaidika shastra vyavaharani vyavaharaha moksha shastra vyavaharaha api adhyasam puraskritya eva bhavanti iti adhyasa bhashye uktam. So whatever vyavahara requires basis the jiva, the karta is necessary. Karta or pramata. If it is karma vyavahara, karta. If it is moksha jnana vyavahara, we call it pramata. And they are all mithya. Therefore, aham brahmasmi. Mama kartruttasya mithyatva. Now, in this shloka, he says, bhoktritvam also is equally kalpitam. Bhoktritvam means the enjoyerhood. Okay. How does bhoktritvam come? You divide the whole world into two. One is called bhoktru jivaha and the other is called bhogya prapanchaha. Bhoktru jivaha and bhogya prapanchaha. Thus you divide. Without this division, bhoga is impossible. How do you prove it? Sushuptau. So sushuptau, bhoktru bhogya vibhaga abhave sati bhogaha eva na sambhavati. Okay. And this bhoktru bhogya division also must be of what type? One must be Jada Rupam and the other must be Chetana Rupam. Nothing Bhoktru Bhogyam possible. One must be Jada Rupam, another must be Chetana Rupam. Who must be Jadam? Tiripi Podudango. Bhokta Jadaha Bhogyam Chetana Villa. Bhokta Chetanaha Ajadaha Bhogya Prapanchaha Jadaha. Okay. Now you should not have a doubt when I am enjoying the company with another person. So I am Bhokta, my friend is Bhogyam. Bhogyam na chapadrathu arthamilla. I mean that there is. So even there are, now I am talking, you are my Bhogya or I am your Bhogya, whatever it might be. Then both are Chetanams. You may ask, Leo, you should ask. So how can there be Bhoktru Bhogya relationship? You are listening to me and therefore I am Bhogyam and you are Bhokta. I am Jadam or Chetanam. Supposed to be Chetanam. There. Or if we ask, then we will say no. When you say you are enjoying me or my words, remember the words are what? Anatma or Atma. Therefore it belongs to Anatma. Anatma is Jadam or Chetanam? Jadam. Therefore you can never enjoy me. You can only enjoy the Anatma. Therefore even in the case of Chetana Vishayams also, their Anatma alone becomes Bhogya Vishayam. Atma is never a Bhogya Vishayam. That is an incidental. Okay. And therefore the author here says, Jada Ajada Vibhagaha. This division of Jadam and Ajadam, that is inert and sentient. Ajadam means sentient, Chetanam. Vibhagaha means this division, which indicates Bhoktru Bhogya Vibhagaha, remember, which is in the form of the experiencer, experienced division, is only Mayi Kalpitaha. Both are superimposed on me. Both Chetana and Achetana are superimposed on me. How? Chitradipa Prakaranam. So in the Chitradipa Visa, if you remember, that two types of anatmas are kalpitam. In the Param Brahma, everything Jadavastu is kalpitam. And in that the mind also is what? Kalpitam or akalpitam? Mind also is superimposed. The stone also is superimposed. Stone also is jadam. Mind also is jadam. But what happens? The mind is capable of reflecting consciousness. And therefore we find mind with the reflected consciousness. And that mind is kalpitam or not? It is also kalpitam. Therefore the only difference is it is a conscious matter or consciousness reflecting matter. So what is Chetana Vastu? Chetana Vastu is that matter which has Chidabhasam. A sentient object is that insentient matter. A sentient Vastu is that insentient matter which has got reflected consciousness. A sentient object is that insentient matter which has got Chidabhasa, reflected consciousness. Then an insentient object is that insentient matter which doesn't have reflected consciousness. Both are matter only. And therefore both are what? Kalpitam. So Shariratrayamapi kalpitam, Prapanchatrayamapi kalpitam, Shariratraye Chidabhasaha vartate, Prapanchatraye Chidabhasaha nasti, Iyaneva Vedaha, Kalpitatvetu Ubhau api samanau eva. Kalpitam Garavashetla rendum Sulyanda. Only one has reflected consciousness, another doesn't have reflected consciousness. If this is not clear, we can take even dream. What is the difference between dream mountain and dream man? Rendum dream da. But only thing is, dream man walks. He is a sentient dream man. And another is in the insentient dream mountain. But that does not make any difference in their nature. Sentient dream man also is mithya, kalpitam. Insentient dream mountain also is kalpitam. In the same way, the sentient jiva, bhokta, and insentient bhogyam, both of them are kalpitam on the Atma. The Atma sentienta, insentienta. Now you cannot define that Atma because of our common vyavahara, when we use the word sentient, we understand the sentiency only as opposed to insentiency. So our concept of sentiency is a relative concept. Therefore, with that relative word, Atma cannot be said to be sentient or insentient because our word sentient is a relative word. It is opposed to insentiency. Therefore, Atma is neither sentient nor insentient. You cannot say Atma is sentient or insentient. Because if I say Atma is sentient, you will understand it as a relative thing as opposed to insentient. And therefore the author says, Ajade mayi kalpitaha. It is superimposed on me, who is not sentient, but who is not inert. So sentient podradhukku badala, he says, Ajade Mayi, who is not Jadam. I don't say I am Chetanam. I say that I am not Jadam. Then am I Chetanam na? It is neither Chetanam nor Jadam, as we understand, because Chetana Jada concept that we have is a relative concept. With that relative concept, I cannot explain the absolute Brahman, and therefore it is that's why in Gita also Nasattan Nasaduchyate Sona. So Brahman, I do not want to say Sat also, because even the word Sat you understand as opposite to Asat, as a relative concept. Therefore it is neither Sat nor Asat. Similarly here it is neither Jadam nor Ajadam. Then what is it now? Mauna Vyakya Prakatita Para Brahma Tattvam Yuvanam Turiyam Amatra alone. Therefore Ajade Mayi Jada Chetana Vilakshane Mayi Kalpitaha is superimposed. And an example is given, Bhitti Bhage Same Chitre. Suppose there is a Bhitti. Bhitti means what? A wall. What type of wall? Same, which is even. Upon that Chitre, there is a picture. Same can go with both. Same Bhitti Bhage, Same Chitre, on the even picture on the even wall. What is there? Both of them are inert painting only, but you find some painting is Chetanam, another is called is Achet. That is Chitra Deepam. So remember the Chitra Deepa, it will become clear. So like the sentient or living, non-living division that is in the picture, where there is no such division at all. Because in the picture, the man also is paint, the mountain also is paint. Similarly, in the world, inert mountain also is Brahman, the conscious Jiva also is Brahman, Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma. The difference is only when you look from distance, it appears. Picture, some nice picture, you will get even three-dimensional effect. So therefore it is samam. You get Vishama Drishti. Why? Because of Vishama Drishti. So because of Vishama Drishti, you see a depth, unevenness in the even picture and division in the undivided picture. Chetana, Achetana Vibhaga in a picture where there is no such Vibhaga. All these are what? That is pictorial effect. And this is similarly here also Mayic effect. The effect of Maya is that all these things, but similar, really who am I? Aham Bhoktru Bhogya Vilakshanaha. Bhoktruttvasya Kalpitatvad. Brahma api Bhoktru Bhogya Vilakshanaha. Tasmad Aham. Okay, Hari. From the 18th shloka onwards, the author points out that whatever differentiating factors are there, which distinguishes Jiva from Brahman, all these differentiating factors are superimposed on Jiva. So when you say Jiva is Karta, whereas Brahman is Akarta, and therefore Jiva and Brahman are different, we say the Kartrutvam on Jiva is Ajnanena Kalpitam. Yatharthataha Nasti. Similarly, Bhoktrutvam also is Ajnana Kalpitam. Similarly, Samsaritvam is Ajnana Kalpitam. Varnashrama Dharmaha Ajnana Kalpitaha. Whatever you say, they are all Ajnana Kalpitam. Except Satchidananda. That's Ajnana Kalpitam Chiludana. So that Satchidananda alone is the Swarupam. Brahman also happens to be Satchidananda. Satchidanandatva samyat aham Brahma asmi. And in the 19th shloka which we saw, even the Chetana Jada Vibhagaha, that I am Chetanaha, the world is Jadaha. Even this Vibhagam is not there. Because the moment I say I am Chetanam, it is some type of limitation. Chetanam means Achetana Vyatiriktam, Jada Bhinnam. Therefore he says, even this Chetanatvam and Jadatvam are two ideas superimposed on Ajadam Brahma. Because our concept of Chetanatvam indicates Chidabhasaha. And Jadam means Chidabhasa Rehitaha. For example, Buddhi is called Chetanam because Buddhi has got Chidabhasa. Stone is called Achetanam because stone does not have Chidabhasa. Both the Chidabhasa Sahita Buddhi and the Chidabhasa Rehita Ashma or Mrittika, all of them are superimposed on me. And I inhere both Jadavastu and Chetanavastu. Therefore, what will you call me? I inhere both Jadam and Chetanam. Tasmat Jada Chetana Adhisthana Rupaha Ajada Rupaha Aham Asmi. And he gave an example of Bhitti Bhaga, the paint remaining the same. One type of painting of a mountain seems to be Achetanam, and another type of painting, a man's or woman's, that appears to be Chetanam. Chetana, Achetana Vibhaga in painting is only Nama Rupa. The content is the same Same Bhitti Bhage. Okay. Now we will continue. Chaityoparaga Rupame Sakshita Pinatattviki Upalakshaname Veyam Vistarangachidambudhe. Now he goes one more step ahead and says that Atma does not have even the property of Sakshitvam. So even the definition that Atma is witness is also ultimately not acceptable. Sakshita api na tatviki. Sakshita means abstract noun, witnesshood. Tatviki means what? Paramarthika satyam. Na tatviki means it is not absolute reality. It is only vyavaharika drishtya, it is called sakshi. Paramarthika drishtya sakshitvam api nasti. Why? Because if Atma is a sakshi, it means that it has got association with sakshyam. A witness is a witness only with respect to an object witnessed. Sakshyam vina sakshi na sambhavati. And therefore there is Sakshi has got Sakshya Sambandha. Just as subject has got relationship with object, similarly Sakshi has got Sakshya Sambandha. It is a relative concept. You cannot imagine one without the other. Witness nale neenga enna keppal edukku nu keppal. For what is it the witness? Witness ku vishayam vanume. Adanga vishayam. Witness requires a vishaya. That is the vishaya there. So Sakshi has got Sakshya Sambandha, and if Sakshi has got Sambandha, then Brahman is Asangaha, Atma is witness, and witness means it is Sangaha, not Asangaha. So your Atma as a Sakshi will become Sasangaha. Brahman is Asangaha. Therefore you are not Brahman. So can you see the connection? If you are a Sakshi, you have got Sambandha. Therefore you have got Sangha. So you are Sasangaha. Brahman is Asango hi ayam Purushaha. And how can Sasanga Atma be identical with Asanga Brahma? Okay. So this Sambandha alone he puts in a difficult word, Chaitya Uparagaha. Chaityam, or in some books it may be Chaityam also. So Chaityam is another word for Sakshyam. Object of witness is called Chaityam. From that angle, Sakshi is called Chittam or Chit. Chit, Chaityam, Chetana Vishayam. Chaityam, potential passive participle of Chit. Chetayati, Chetana Vishayaha, Chaityam. So Chit and Chaityam means Sakshi and Sakshyam. So if Atma is a Sakshi, it will have Sambandha with Chaityam, Sakshyam, and Sambandha is here called as Uparagaha. Uparagaha means Sambandha, association, Sangaha. So therefore, Sakshita always involves Chetya Uparagam. Sakshita always involves Chetya Uparagam. Witnesshood involves association with the witnessed. And such a relationship or such a status may na tatviki. It is not my real name. It's only my nickname, pseudonym. In fact, many of the popular names are pseudonyms, including Mark Twain and other things. It is not his name, it seems, but that is what is popular. So similarly, I am Sakshi, only it is my pseudonym. Why it is pseudonym? False name. Because it is a name given from the standpoint of a false object. Mithya Sakshya Drishtya. From the standpoint of Mithya world, when I get a name, the name also will be Mithya. So if I am the father of Swapna Putraha, what type of fatherhood I have? Thank God, it is only Swapna fatherhood. Why? Because yadi putrasya mithyatve sati putra nimittaka pitrutvam api mithya eva bhavati. Similarly, yadi sakshyam mithya, mithya sakshya nimittakam yati sakshitvam tadapi mithya eva bhavati. And therefore, this is called upalakshanam eva ayam. It is only a tatastha lakshanam. Upalakshanam jana tatastha lakshanam. Tatastha lakshanam jana enadu kakarengo. I won't tell. It is only a tatastha lakshanam, a temporary and relative definition. From the standpoint of mithya object, it is only a mithya definition, relative definition for the sake of the understanding of the people. And once the sakshyam is negated, the sakshitvam also negated, what will be left out is sakshya, sakshi, vilakshanaha, aham. So therefore he says, Upalakshanameva iyam. Iyam na anartham? Idu na anartham? Iyam sakshita. Iyam gartha sakshita anartham. This witnesshood also is only a tatastha lakshanam. There is no swarupa lakshanam for Atma, really speaking. Swarupa lakshanam na chumma solradhu. So swarupa lakshanam for Atma enna? Mauna vyakya prakatita parabrahma tattvam yuvanam. For all these things are only tatastha lakshanam. For whom? For the Atma. What type of Atma? Nistaranga chidambudhe. So it is only a relative definition for the Atma, which is the ocean of consciousness. Chid ambudihi. The ocean of consciousness, which is nistarangam. Nistarangam means what? Free from all waves. Waveless ocean of consciousness. Okay, Hetu Garbham Visheshanam. Because once you say the ocean is waveless, Wave stands for the prapancham, the world. And when we have dismissed the waves, we have dismissed the world. And once the world is dismissed, witnesshood also will not be there. Witness, world irunda thane witness. So by dismissing the world, he proves that the object, the sakshya vastus are mithya alone. Okay, continuing. Amritabdher name jirnihi mrishadindira janmabhihi Spatikadrer name ragaha Swapna sandhyabhra vibramaihi are highly poetical and the content-wise highly Vedantic also. Both poetry and Vedanta are mixed here so beautifully. So here he compares himself to be the ocean known as Amruta Abdhihi, ocean of immortality. Amrutam here means Chaitanyam. And the birth of everything in the creation is compared to Dindiram. Dindiram means froth or small bubbles is called Dindiraha. Okay. And what type of bubble it is? Mrisha Dindiram, which is only false. Because there is no such thing called bubble other than the ocean, the water. And when these bubbles appear and disappear, can you say the ocean is decreased little by little gradually? See, normally, suppose imagine you have got a huge bundle chapati maavu vachingona. So imagine, another puri or puri or something. You have got big, imagine it's a huge family, so many members. And one bundle is kept there, and one fellow keeps on taking small bundles. So Janma of this chapati takes place, and on the other side, destruction also is taking place. Janma Maranam. And as even there is Janma and Maranam, what happens to the main source? It is dwindling, apakshaya. And a time comes when it is completely gone. So this is an example for something which has got apakshayam as even things are born. Or if it is a huge piece of wood, you go on making various things, that main source of wood dwindles. Therefore, normally, the source dwindles when things are created. Upadana karanam dwindles when srishti takes place. This is our normal experience. Nimitta karanam may not dwindle. Upadana karanam always reduces. There is vaya, gets exhausted when srishti takes place. This is the normal rule. Whereas in the ocean, which is the upadana karanam, the waves rise and perish. But you will find that the ocean's magnanimity, isn't it? Apuryamana machala pratishtam. That ocean does not get exhausted. It is avyayam. In the same way, he says, Me amritabdhe. For me, who is the ocean of immortality, na jirnihi, there is no exhaustion, there is no what you call decay. So jirnihi refers to apakshaya, vyaya. Because of this dindira janma bihi, because of the birth and death, death we have to supply. Janma maranaihi tyartaha. Because of the birth and death of the bubbles of universes. Bubbles of sinna namala onnu rendu man you should not put. Because in the Brahman level, you have to say, Upadane akhiladhare jaganti parameshware sargasthiti layan yanti budbudani va varini. So all the universes rise and set in me, but I do not have any jirnihi. Old age kadayadu noda. This is one example. And comes the second example in which he compares himself to a crystal mountain. So I am a spatika adrihi. Adrihi means mountain. Venkatadrihi, Himadrihi, Himadri Sute Pahimam Gadrigalalyo. So Adrihi means mountain. And here it is what mountain? Spatika Adrihi. So here mountain is only to show that it is a huge size. Okay. So therefore I am the infinite mountain of Spatika. And the Spatika na ragaha vartate. Ragaha in this context, in fact literal meaning of ragaha is coloration. Ranjanam. Ranjayati means Chitra Devatala Patome, Ranjita Pataha, Purita Pataha, Ranjanam means coloring, Ragaha means coloration. Because of what? Sandhya Abhra Vibramai. Sandhya Abhram means the clouds, colorful clouds appearing during dusk time. At the time of sunset, you can find that the clouds with varieties of colors appear in the horizon. And this Sandhya Abhram is there. This Sandhyabhra will not affect this Patika mountain. And similarly, comparable to Sandhyabhra is our Vibhrama. So Sandhyabhra Samanaha Vibhramaha, Sandhyabhra Vibhrama. So the confusions which are comparable to the dusk clouds. What are they? Raga, Dvesha, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha. Each one of our terrible emotions in the mind is something like a cloud. Now comes anger. Another comes frustration, dark cloud. And then comes some nice thought, white clouds. Thus constantly in the mind, Sandhyabhravati, Vibhramaha, what you call, Udayanti, they appear. And because of those clouds, for me, who is comparable to Spatika Adrihi, crystal, mountain of crystal, there is no ragaha, there is no coloration at all. Okay? And how did this Vibhrama come? Swapna Sandhyabhra Vibhramai. See what a comparison. So these clouds which are comparable to dream clouds. So I am not affected by the confusions which are comparable to the dream dusk clouds. Therefore, name dvesha ragau, name lobha mohau, mado naiva me naiva matsarya bhavaha, na dharmo na chartho na kamo na mokshaha. They are all sandhyabhra vibhramaha. Then who am I? Chidananda rupaha, sphatikadri rupaha, shivoham shivoham. Name ragaha. So only one thing you have to note here is, ragaha does not mean that ragadvesha raga, it is not. Here ragaha means I am not colored by raga, I am not colored by dvesha. So here ragaha, very carefully note, it is any type of tainting or coloration through any type of cloud. Okay. Oh, what a comparison. I am what? A crystal mountain. I am what? An amrutabhihi, ocean of. The wonderful sloka for meditation. Because anytime you get anger, sit there and say, Spatikadrer name ragaha. Swapna sandhyabhra vibhramahi. You yourself feel like laughing. Why I am getting wild? What is the use? The meditation slokas. Continuing. Okay, therefore what? Aham Brahmasmi. Remember, I do not have jirni, janma mrityu dara vyadhyadi doshaha. Then I do not have ragadveshadi doshaha, punya papadi doshaha, dosha rahitatvat, shuddhatvat, aham Brahma. Ella anga poi venam. Right, continuing. Swarupameva me sattvam natu dharmo nabhastvavat madanyasya sato bhavat nahi sajjati rishyate. In some books, it may be sa jatihi ishyate. That is also okay. Sajjati rishyate also is okay. Sajjatihi is better. Now Purva Pakshi says, I cannot accept you as nirgunam. You are sagunam only. Because you claim yourself to be Satchidananda. And you might be free from all other attributes, Brahmanatvam, Kshatriyatvam, Purushatvam, Tritvam, Yuvatvam. All these attributes you may be free from. But if you claim yourself to be Sat, you must have Sattvam. For me, edavadu Tvam vanam enakku avladhaan. Tvam itself means ness. English la ness podrom illaya. That is called Tvam. So Purushatvam na Purusha ness or Purusha hood. Therefore Purva Pakshi says that Atma has the attribute of Sattvam. Similarly, Chitvam, Ellatlan Tvam Tvam Puttadana, that is Dharmaha. Dharmaha means attribute. So carefully note here, Dharmaha means Dharma Artha Kama Moksha, and the Dharma lang kadayadinga. It is not Purushartha Dharma. Dharma means property or attribute. Now, our Siddhanta, we say that no. There is no such thing called Sattvam. I do not have the property of Sattvam is my very Swarupam. Sattvam is not my property. Sattvam is the Swarupam as Sat. What does it mean? We do not make a difference between Sat and Sattvam. It's a technical discussion. Normally, Ghata and Ghatatvam are not identical. Ghata is the substance, Ghatatvam is the property. Pata is the substance, Patatvam is property. So normally, a substance and the property, we say they are two different things. But in the case of Atma, we make a differentiation. Sat and Sattvam are not different things at all. Sat is equal to Sattvam. Okay. If Sat and Sattvam are different, then you can say Sat is Dharmi, Sattvam is Dharmaha. Sat is Guni, Sattvam is Gunaha. So if Sat and Sattvam are two different things, you can say one is Gunam, another is Guna, Guni, but we do not make a difference of Guna-Guni Bhava. Between Sat and Sattvam, we say Sateva Sattvam, Sattvam-eva Sat. Similarly, between Tat and Tattvam, there is no difference. And that's why we find in the scriptures also, Tat Brahma, somewhere we say, Tattvam Narayanah Paraha, Narayana Param Brahma, Tattvam Narayanah Paraha. There we say, Brahma is Tattvam. So some places we will say Tattvam, some places we will say Tat. Why Tat and Tattvam are not two different things. Chit and Chitvam are not two different things. Sat and Sattvam are not two different things. So therefore, I am Sat. I do not have the property of Sattvam. Then Purvapakshi asks, I cannot agree. Why? Because generally, when you say Ghata, what is Ghatam? Ghatam means pot, okay. I cannot avoid this pot, I don't get that word. So, pot is called pot, Ghata is called Ghata, only because it enjoys Ghatatvam. Ghatatva Visishtavan Ghataha, Patatva Visishtavan Pataha, Matatva Visishtavan Mataha. So unless that Tvam is there, you cannot say it is Ghata, etc. And if you say Ghatam is existent, pot is existent, you accept it because pot has got Sattvam. So Sattvam is there in the pot, therefore you say pot is existent. Sattvam is there in the man, and therefore you say man is existent. So therefore, yat sattva vishishtam, tat sat are existent, tad asti. And therefore we say Sattvam is the property of everything in the creation, Satta Sarvavyapakam. Sattvam is there on the table, therefore you say table is. Sattvam is there on the chair, therefore you say chair is. Isness illena is solla mudiyumo. Similarly, Sattvam is there in the mountain, therefore you say mountain is. And if you do not accept, if you say that Sattvam is not there in Brahman, if Sattva property is not there in Brahman, if you say, what will it mean? Non-existent item. Sattvam is in table, therefore table is. And therefore, if you have to accept Brahman as existent, you should accept Sattva property. This is what Purva Pakshi. Perisha Potunga Purva Pakshi Tulilna Kadasila Edu Puryamayana. So Purva Pakshi says, Brahman must have Sattvam. Illayana, adi irukku ne solla vadiyilla. Asti ityeva vaktum na shakyate Sattvam vina. Gadasya astitvam Sattvad. Padasya astitvam Sattvad. Brahmanaha astitvam api Sattvad bhavitavyam. Yedi Sattvam nasti, tarhi Brahma api nasti eva. Then Vedantin says, you should not use this kind of logic. See, every object in the world requires Sattvam for its existence, but you cannot say Sat also requires Sattvam for its existence. Vakula adathila ella sollalam. Every worldly object requires